The moment didn't arrive with loud music or dramatic announcements. It came quietly, almost politely, the way life-changing moments often do. Paul Sinha stood there with the familiar, calm confidence viewers have known for years, but there was something different in his eyes, a softness, a pause, a feeling that this wasn't just another appearance. And before anyone could prepare themselves, the words landed. A goodbye. Not rushed, not forced, just honest. For many ITV viewers, it felt like the room suddenly went still. Screens flickered, teacups froze mid-air, and hearts collectively skipped a beat. Paul Sinha, the sharp mind, the gentle humor, the unmistakable presence, was saying farewell. And in that instant, laughter turned into quiet reflection, and smiles carried a touch of sadness. Paul has never been just a television personality. He's been a companion, a comforting presence who made intelligence entertaining and humor feel effortless. His wit never needed to shout, and his charm never tried too hard. It simply existed, warm, clever, and unmistakably him. So when he spoke about leaving, it felt personal. Fans didn't hear a scripted announcement. They heard a man reflecting on a journey, one filled with challenges, triumphs, jokes that landed perfectly, and moments that didn't need words at all. His voice carried gratitude, humility, and that familiar spark of humor, even when emotions lingered just beneath the surface. There was something unexpectedly romantic about it. Not romance in the traditional sense, but the romance of shared experience, the kind that grows when millions of people laugh at the same jokes, cheer for the same victories, and feel connected through a screen. Paul's goodbye felt like the closing chapter of a long, meaningful relationship between performer and audience. Viewers responded instantly. Messages poured in from people who said they felt like they were losing part of their routine. Some joked that their evenings wouldn't feel the same anymore. Others admitted they hadn't realized how much Paul's presence meant to them until that moment arrived. Laughter mixed with emotion, because that's exactly how Paul himself has always operated, smart, funny, and quietly heartfelt. What made the farewell especially powerful was the balance he struck. He didn't lean into sadness. He didn't avoid it either. Instead, he met it with honesty and humor, reminding everyone that endings don't erase what came before. They simply give it shape. At one point, his humor shone through, lightening the mood just enough to make people smile through watery eyes. That familiar wit acted like a gentle hand on the shoulder, saying, "It's okay to feel this, and it's okay to laugh too." And that's the magic Paul Sinha brings. For years, he showed that intelligence could be playful, that knowledge didn't have to feel intimidating, and that being yourself, fully, unapologetically, was more than enough. He never tried to fit a mold. He simply brought his whole self to the screen, and audiences loved him for it. As he spoke about the journey, there was a sense of pride woven into his words. Not pride in fame, but pride in growth, in showing up, in sharing laughter and curiosity with millions. It felt like someone looking back at a well-lived chapter and smiling, even while knowing it's time to turn the page. Fans felt that deeply. Some recalled the first time they saw him on screen. Others talked about watching with family members, debating answers, laughing at his remarks, and building memories around those moments. Paul wasn't just part of a show. He was part of households, conversations, and routines. And now, suddenly, that familiar presence was stepping back. But this goodbye didn't feel like an ending filled with loss. It felt like transformation. There was excitement hidden inside the emotion, curiosity about what comes next, because Paul didn't sound like someone fading away. He sounded like someone moving forward, someone ready for new adventures, new ideas, and new ways to share his voice. That sense of anticipation softened the sadness. It reminded viewers that while one door may be closing, another is quietly opening somewhere else. And maybe that's why the moment hit so hard. It wasn't just about him leaving. It was about acknowledging how much he gave: laughter, intelligence, comfort, and realizing that those gifts don't disappear just because the setting changes. Even after the goodbye, fans kept talking. They shared favorite moments, favorite jokes, favorite expressions. Some playfully begged for a return. Others simply said thank you. Gratitude filled the space where shock had first settled. There was also something beautifully human in the way Paul handled the attention. No grand gestures, no overstatement, just sincerity, the kind that reminds you why people connected with him in the first place. As the moment passed, one thing became clear. Paul Sinha didn't just leave viewers speechless because he was going, he did it because he mattered. His presence made people feel smarter without pressure, entertained without noise, and connected without effort. That kind of impact doesn't fade when the cameras turn away. It lingers in memories, in laughter, in the quiet comfort of familiarity. And maybe that's the real goodbye, not a disappearance, but a pause, a moment to look back, smile, and carry everything forward. As fans continue to reflect, joke, and remember, the story doesn't end here. It simply changes tone, from weekly appearances to lasting impressions. If this moment touched you, made you smile, or brought back memories, you're part of that story too. Share your thoughts, your favorite Paul Sinha moments, and the reasons he made such an impact. Some goodbyes don't separate us. They remind us how connected we've always been. And in that way, Paul Sinha's goodbye isn't an ending at all. It's a thank you.